Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, and it's June 2nd. Now, we do have a few meetings to tell you about. Now, one is at 9 o'clock this morning, so you're already late. This is the United New Orientation and New Resident Orientation. That's going on in the boardroom. You would have had to RSVP yesterday, so if you have RSVP'd, make sure you get on over there to the boardroom. At 9:30 this morning is the third board agenda prep. That will be in the Willow Room. And then at 1:30 this afternoon, the GRF Purchasing Task Force has been canceled. Now, on our show today, we have a very full house and a very full show. We have the Publishing Club. We have Nancy Brown and Christine Francis, who are here, and they're going to talk about the Pub Club and what it's all about. Then we have Sports Corner with Cole Young, and then we have the Shalom Club, Paula Kruger and Cindy Hauschier. Let's take a look at our weather. We're still trying to burn off those clouds. We hope to see the sun today. Take a look at these numbers. We are looking at 65, 54. We might see the sun this afternoon. 68, 56, 67, 57, 63, 56, and 63, 57. If you're traveling, take a look at these numbers. 65, 57 locally. San Diego, 67, 57. Santa Barbara, 68, 58. And Palm Springs, 100. Tahoe, 71.44. Big Bear, 61.40. Mammoth, 67.37. They are expecting thunderstorms up there. And Las Vegas, 98.73. Our sunrise this morning was at 5:42, and our sunset will be at 7:57. And this is Santa Maria Beach, Los Cabos. Absolutely gorgeous. Someplace I certainly would like to visit, and it's much prettier than what we're looking at today. Now, well, that's awfully nice of you. Why, he's got it down already. I would like to introduce to you Michael Taylor, and he is going to be one of our new hosts of This Day, as my last day is going to be on June 14th. I have some other opportunities, plus I'll also be moving to Arizona, so I wanted to bring Michael on so you can get to know him. He will be doing our second interview today with the Shalom Club. But before we get to that, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I worked in broadcasting. That was one of my kind of dreams out of college, and I got to work at NBC stations in Texas. I've worked at PBS here in Southern California. Folks here in Orange County may remember Real Orange with Ed Arnold and Ann Police. I was the news director for that program, producer, and sometimes I would anchor the program as well. So I have on-air experience, off-air experience, a lot of stuff in broadcasting, and I've lived in Orange County right here since I was, I think, about in the third grade, second or third grade. So I know this community well, and I remember way back in the day when the old Globe was for Leisure World was out by the freeway, and I grew up around here and really love this community.
Well, fantastic. Well, welcome to This Day and welcome to the Village. We have lots of residents who I know are going to want to learn all about you, so we'll do another introduction on the day of June 14th. And we'll have a little bit more time to get to know Michael.
And we'll have to say a good goodbye to you as well. I'm sure we have some plans for that.
At some point. All right. When we come back, we will have the Pub Club, so stay tuned.
The Salvation Army Orange County is proud to be a leader in providing comprehensive care to families, men, women, young adults, seniors, and veterans in Orange County. Our shelters provide food, clothing, counseling, housing navigation, and job training. We also provide care through rent and utility assistance, food pantries, anti-trafficking services, adult rehabilitation, and youth programs. Donate today to help families in need and empower individuals towards self-sufficient life.
O'Connor Mortuary has been healing hearts, inspiring trust, and comforting souls since 1898. As one of the oldest family-owned and operated mortuaries in California, we are proud to be a long-standing pillar in the community. Our unwavering commitment to providing support in a time of need is what sets us apart and allows us to build strong bonds with each family we serve. Thank you for choosing us for 125 years.
Welcome to OCI Care with Dr. Vyas, Laguna Woods' most trusted premium laser eye surgery and comprehensive ophthalmology center. Located in the heart of the Laguna Woods community, OCI Care specializes in laser cataract surgery, glasses-free cataract surgery, microscopic glaucoma surgery, diabetic eye checks, routine exams, and all your other eye care needs. Dr. Vyas and the OCI Care staff believe in one-on-one care and the patient-physician relationship. Come in for your appointment today for a lifetime of better vision.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first two buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
Welcome back. Well, we have the Publishing Club here, and we have Nancy Brown and Christine Francis. Well, welcome both of you. Very nice to see you, and welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on over. Now, the Publishing Club is obviously very involved with storytelling and publishing stories and books and poems and all sorts of different things. But before we get into what the Publishing Club is, let's go ahead and get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have been living in Orange County for about 6 years now, and I met Nancy at the Family Search Center, which I co-direct in Mission Viejo.
Okay.
And she was a perfect person to learn how to publish my family and myself's personal histories, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I know genealogy is huge. I mean, everybody, my daughter did it, and so many people are doing the 23andMe, and so they really want to know a lot of stuff. So let's just jump into, so the Publishing Club, tell me just a little bit about it.
Well, the Publishing Club is very involved in many aspects of publishing, things like writing your stories and poems, getting them, how to get them published, the different paths that you can follow to do that. We have some amazing people in our club who have gone the traditional route and others who have self-published. We have had a lot of different workshops. We changed the tone this year to, instead of meetings, to workshops because we wanted to have them be interactive.
Gotcha.
And we've had some wonderful speakers to lead us along that path.
Right, okay, fantastic. Now, you work in, called the Family History Center. Is that right?
Family Search Center.
Family Search Center. So the Family Search Center is really a vehicle where people can learn about the history of their family, kind of like genealogy, right?
Correct. It is all about research,
Okay.
genealogy research. And as you do that, you learn your family's stories. So, yes, I've been the co-director for about 2 years now.
Okay.
And I consult there.
Okay.
And I help Nancy when she comes in the door.
Okay, so what is the Pub Club trying to do now with, family searches?
Well, Christine was our May speaker for the workshop, and she introduced us to the FamilySearch.org website.
Okay.
And one of the exciting developments from that is that we are partnering with the PC Club, and we are holding a class in the PC classroom, 21 spots, they're all filled. Christine has graciously gathered 21 consultants to come and help work with each individual person on how to navigate through this this particular website.
Okay.
The cool thing about it is that it's free.
Well, yeah, because, I do agree because, the 23andMe you don't necessarily have to do. You can just find the genealogy and you're going to show them how to do that, which I think is awesome. So what are some of the reasons why someone should do this?
For me, it's turning our hearts to our ancestors, turning and finding their stories. Lots of need for us to help each other be be interested in each other's life. We're very busy and very disconnected, and this brings us back to family, both the living, past, present, and future.
Okay. Have you done it before?
I have, and I had a very interesting experience where my mom and my biological father divorced when I was 2, and I never knew him.
Wow.
Going to the Family Search Center, they were able to find a newspaper article with my biological father's picture on it.
Wow.
This was within the last year. I had never ever seen him before in my life.
Wow.
And they looked at the picture, they looked at me, and they said, we could see a resemblance. So it's things like that that were so
Absolutely.
exciting, and I'm hoping others can discover this for themselves.
Another thing that's interesting is you can keep someone alive by learning about them, right? And then you start talking about them. Because I know that my grandfather, you know, we don't talk about him as much, but I wish we did because he was very prominent in Hollywood and he did a lot of really great stuff, but my children don't necessarily know. So when you go back and you look at some things like that, what are some of the things that you actually published to do that? I mean, would it be a binder to share with your family, or what are some of those things?
So my father wrote his own personal history and gave it to us in little spiral-bound notebooks.
Okay.
So now I have a whole box of them that I'm going to try to pull together. I'd like for my grandchildren and his grandchildren to actually take the stories that he's written and actually illustrate them and make it into a children's storybook.
Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, that would be really fun if you could get someone to do that. Now, we've been showing on the screen some various tips of things that, you know, because writing a book is difficult and you have to go by certain types of little bits and pieces to get you started, right? Obviously, you have to have a story, you have to write the story, yet when you talk about genealogy, the story is there, you just got to piece it all together.
That's right.
Okay.
That's exactly.
Okay, so you're going to focus now on a family search, and you're having the one class. Is there going to be something else that's coming up?
Well, since the class filled up, we are hoping to have another class in August. The PC Center is closed in July for a summer break, so we are definitely going to schedule it. The other thing that we're really looking for, there used to be a genealogy organization. I don't believe it was an official club, and the PC Club president was also the president of that genealogy club. He passed away, and nobody has picked it up since then. Christine has found some consultants that live here in the village. And we are hoping to tap into their expertise, resources, and really build this up.
That's a great idea. I mean, obviously, you know, sometimes it takes somebody just to jump in the lead and get it going. And I know there's tons of people who really want to participate. So let's talk about one of the events that you are having come up, and it's Barb Torino. Barb
Torino is going to be our June speaker, and she has an amazing background in theater, and you've probably interviewed her, I believe. She's great. And she's going to be talking about her book, getting your act together, and how to put the show into your story. And we always ask our speakers to share with us their path to publishing. You know, how did you publish this book? And so she'll be talking about that and getting us involved. Perfect. So. Thank you both so much, and good luck to you, and thanks for all of the work that you do. I know it's very helpful for so many people.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
If you want more information about anything that we've discussed, or maybe you would like to head up the new genealogy organization, you can always get in touch with the Pub Club at pubclublw@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. What everybody does.
and welcome back to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and with championships on the line, I will get right into what's been going on in sports. The NBA Finals are set, and the Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets will be squaring off to see who will take home the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I predicted the Finals this season would be a rematch between the Heat and the Lakers, and I was half right, so I'll take that. Anyway, to catch you up to speed, I thought I'd recap how these teams got to where they are today. Starting in the West, the Nuggets have reached the Finals for the first time in franchise history. Denver has yet to lose a game at home this postseason. In the opening round, Denver moved on after a 4-1, while averaging just about 115 points per game. They faced a little bit more of a challenge in the conference semis against Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and the Phoenix Suns, but ultimately moved on after a 4-2 series win. After defeating Phoenix, Denver advanced to its 5th Western Conference Finals in franchise history to square off with the Lakers. Despite highly competitive games, Denver's dominance in the fourth quarter of every game was key. In the first 3 games of the series, the Lakers had numerous opportunities to steal a win, but the Nuggets' performances in each game proved to be too much for LA to handle, and Denver swept the Lakers after 4 games. As I said, they looked to bring home their first championship in franchise history, but in their way stands Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Despite entering the postseason and the play-in bracket as the number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference, the Miami Heat have done the unthinkable and have advanced to the 2023 NBA Finals. Unlike Denver, the Heat are making their 6th NBA Finals appearance and competing for their 4th championship in franchise history. The Heat lost their first matchup to the Atlanta Hawks in the play-in tournament, which knocked them down to the losers bracket. In a win-or-go-home game, Miami was able to eliminate the Chicago Bulls, but this meant advancing to take on the number 1 team in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Heat then shocked the world by upsetting the Bucks, then breezing past the New York Knicks, and moving on to face the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and it looked like they would sweep the series. No team has ever come back from a 0-3 record, but the Celtics were on the cusp of becoming the first team in history to accomplish this. Boston forced a Game 7, and they were heavy favorites at home, but the Heat took care of business and dominated Game 7, punching their ticket to the NBA Finals. Game 1 of the Finals was last night in Denver, and the Nuggets picked up the win at home, jumping out to a 1-0 series lead. Game 2 will be back in Denver Sunday night at 5 p.m. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals will be this Saturday, and the 2 teams that have earned their way into the finals are the Florida Panthers and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. For the Knights, they faced almost the exact same situation as the Heat. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead over the Dallas Stars, but Dallas was able to steal 2 games and force a Game 6, where the Knights would win 6-0 and earn their spot in the Stanley Cup Final for the second time in the team's 6-year history. For the Panthers, they did complete the sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes, including a last-second goal in Game 4 to send them to the final round. Coming into the postseason as the number 8 seed, the Panthers have now reached their 2nd Stanley Cup Final in team history, and first time since 1996. Game 1 will be this Saturday in Vegas at 5 p.m. While MLB season is still going strong, college baseball and softball began their championship tournaments today. Games will be going on all throughout the weekend. For the men's tournament, LSU is the early frontrunner, led by the nation's best pitcher and top 2 hitters. They will most likely be a team to look out for down the stretch. And for softball, Oklahoma has been a powerhouse all year long, and they look to continue their run into the championship round. It's that time of year with championships all around us, so be sure to tune in to as much baseball, softball, hockey, basketball, F1, tennis, and even golf as possible. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday.
Today's retirement is different. It's time to write new chapters in our life stories. To hit the open road in search of new horizons and fresh faces. Grand adventures or simple pleasures. It's not the final chapter in the book of life, but rather a new beginning, a second act.
Welcome back to This Day. Thanks, Cole, for that sports update. And we are now joined by the folks from the Shalom Club, Paula Kruger and Cindy Hauscher. Thank you guys for coming today. For a guy like me, doesn't know anything about the Shalom Club, tell me a little about what the club is all about.
Okay, we go by the Shalom Club, and we have the dove to show that it's a word that can mean hello, goodbye, peace, and is open to everybody.
Right, that's wonderful. And I love the idea that, I want to bring up that plaque that you guys were talking about, because I thought to myself, well, is it just for Jewish people? Is it just, or is it for everybody? And I think your plaque really kind of says it all.
That's basically our philosophy, making friends, having meaningful programs all the time, and we welcome everybody. We have all different religions, cultures who are involved, and we do try to have diverse programs about that.
Now, Paula, tell us a little bit about the club and the activities you guys do.
Okay, Cindy and I co-chair the programming. We've put on 22 events since September of 2021. We're very proud of the fact that we've had over 600 people walk through the door since September 2021, which to us reflects the diversity of the programming. We've had, as we mentioned before, people from all cultures. Sometimes we have things that are religious oriented. As an example, we had somebody speak from the Hindu community, and then we followed that up with a bus trip to the Hindu temple. Okay. But that's only part of our program, and sometimes, quite frankly, it's just plain fun.
That's good. But it feels maybe even more like an interfaith kind of a feel to it, in terms of like a little bit of culture, a little bit of things from everybody. Yes. And if people not from the Jewish community, they want to come in and they want to learn a little bit. Is there an educational component to the meetings as well in the club? Do you feel like that's part of it?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sometimes there is. We encourage, as per the plaque, we encourage diversity, and our membership includes people from all different cultures and all different religions. I put it that we have a small Jewish bent, but
okay.
Definitely open to all, and it's been successful as far as the membership is concerned, being open to all.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what are some of the fun events you guys have had recently? What do you got going on that people would like, okay, that sounds like something I want to get out there for?
I think people who enjoy dancing, for example, we had an International Folk Dancing Day. And then people who love music, we had a harpist come. We had Violins of Hope. We try to have a variety, and we try to incorporate different religions and backgrounds so that people feel comfortable with anything.
Okay.
And our next event is...
Oh, sure, let's talk about that. Let's get into that right now.
Good idea. Our next event is this Sunday. It's going to be a picnic on the patio.
Absolutely.
We have our meetings the first Sunday of every month, and it's always in Clubhouse 1. And we have the main lounge, which includes the patio, which gives us a fantastic venue.
Great space.
And this Sunday, as the flyer says, we're going to be having a sing-along with a professional live musician who's going to play the keyboard. And I had to write this down. The sing-along will include, be as diverse as Elvis, the Beatles, Bob Dylan, Peter, Paul and Mary, Louis Armstrong, Leonard Cohen.
A variety.
And
sure.
A Yiddish song, a Yiddish song, and some Greek music as well.
Something from Fiddler on the Roof. Come on, a little
we
bit
have
of
to
everything.
Do that if we can.
That's in our program. So that's the musical part, and then we're going to have, as part of the picnic theme, hot dogs available for sale.
Okay. Kosher hot dogs?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Our favorite.
Absolutely.
Some Hebrew nationals?
Yes, yes.
I don't know if you remember their old...
their old commercials, sure.
Their old commercial.
Right.
We have a higher authority.
Meet a higher authority.
We have a higher authority to answer to. So we're having it not only because they're kosher and we have a higher authority to answer to. I'm from New York, Cindy's from New York.
And we love it.
And Hebrew National are the best, along with Nathan's.
This event sounds fantastic and fun, right? But how does it help you guys maybe build community in a sense of like, we have such a diverse community here and somebody from different backgrounds, they've come from other states. How does it help you kind of build community around this theme?
Sometimes it had a meet and greet. And people were all of a sudden they're exchanging phone numbers. And one woman said, I hadn't seen so-and-so in such a long time. So I think it's really open and people want to get together with each other.
Well, I can say from personal experience, I I've become very, very good friends with a woman who came to the trip to the Hindu temple. She's Hindu. I've been to her home, and that's just one small example of what goes on. There's a lot of camaraderie. Quite frankly, we're a very upbeat, fun group, and people come and they have a good time.
Right, right, and it kind of goes back to your old thing, the Shalom Club, the whole meaning behind the word, in terms of the welcoming, in terms of you're part of this community, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, how do you guys figure out what you want to do, and what I'm sure there's a planning committee, or I'm guessing it's you two.
We do have a committee.
And a committee.
We do.
Okay. And so you say to yourselves, okay, this was great, this didn't work so well, we're gonna fine tune this one.
To be perfectly blunt, you know how we plan it? What we like to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
If we like dancing and music, we just do it.
This sounds like
Right.
fun to us. Probably people will be interested.
Gavel it in, we're going to do it. All
Exactly.
right, Paula and Cindy, thank you guys so much for joining us today. And make sure you guys get out to the picnic on the patio that's coming up. Sounds like it's going to be a great event. And there's the information on there, the phone number, email if you have any questions about that. But I think it's going to be something just fun for everybody. Sounds like a great one.
Hope
Thank
so.
you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, before we go, we want to say a little bit about our Friday movie. It's going to be Before Sunset with Ethan Hawke. That one came out, I think, in 2004, and it's really a sequel to the Before Sunrise from many years earlier. It was a very kind of popular little romantic comedy hit, and this one's the follow-up to that. So I don't know if you have to see that one to watch the other one, but you might want to give it a try. Thank you very much for joining us on This Day. I'm Michael Taylor, and for Lisa Hart and all of us here, have a great day.
Welcome to the RadNet Health Spot. I'm Stephanie Landon, talking to you today about screening for lung cancer. Did you know that each year, more people die of lung cancer than of colon, breast, and prostate cancers combined? The good news is that the numbers of new lung cancer cases and deaths from lung cancer continue to decrease, partly because people are quitting smoking and also due to advances in early detection. With that in mind, let's take a look at lung cancer screening so you can understand your risk or that of someone you love. Low-dose CT is a specialized screening that is used to find lung cancer before you have symptoms and before the cancer has spread, when it becomes more difficult to treat. The exam itself is quick and easy. There are no needles for contrast or X-ray dye and no need to fast before the exam. Most importantly, this screening test is covered by almost all insurance plans for most people at high risk. So what is considered high risk? There are a few factors used to assess candidacy for this screening, all of which involve your smoking status. These include having at least a 20-pack year smoking history, currently being a smoker, or having quit smoking within the last 15 years, and you are between the ages of 50 and 80. Anyone who is at high risk for lung cancer due to their smoking history should speak with their healthcare provider about getting a low-dose chest CT. The fact is, the key to surviving cancer is finding it in its earliest stage. And the best way to find lung cancer early, if you are at high risk, is with a low-dose lung CT.